بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Dear brothers and sisters, السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Welcome all of you with your program Fatwa Life. And the first question today, I found out the app that my kids are using to learn Spanish. It promotes sexual encounter and homosexuality. I took it out of their electronic apps, which really make them angry. Am I right of my doing, or do I have right to do that or no? The answer, may Allah reward you for continuing and looking after them. Because looking after them is not about just to provide for them the worldly items. It has to be aware of what and to protect their religion or their manners, especially in this environment that we live in that is very toxic. But you need to be careful. You have to bring a replacement to teach a language, whether it is for college or before, is something essential. And there's other alternatives, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, to learn that one, and Allah know the best. Final question, a person, he sold 10% of his share from the company to somebody, so he will pay him from their profit in the company, while he will manage the company and take all the and to perform the best form. But he did not do the management like he's supposed to. Can I, the first one, to void the contract and to give him the reward salary for someone who worked for that short period because of his lack of management, which was part of the contract? Well, this is a dispute that has to go to arbitration, that you cannot speak from a distance. I hope they are not part of this dispute, and also the judge. To say that he did not perform it in the best form is something you cannot be the judge of it because you are part of the dispute. And don't let me, the person who was at distance, to settle a dispute. I only heard from one part of it. I have to listen to both. But I advise you to take someone who is local, tell them the stories from both sides, and let them decide what is Allah Azza wa Jal will tell them to, because with justice establish the earth and heaven. Allah said, we have sent our messengers with the declaration, and we sent the book and the scale, so people will start justice between them. The follow question, I pray in Maryland twice every year to collect fundraising for and one asked me or told me or gave me advice to make a statement after Aisha this week to gather money for Palestine. And they're expecting a lot of people to show up, but they were going to expose one of the hair of the Prophet ﷺ, and they have a hair from the Prophet ﷺ, and they call it, this is the visit on Thursday. I want to just collect donations. I have nothing to do with their gathering. Can I speak in their gathering? And to know they have school of thought that's different. Then there's nothing that say that he, alayhi salatu wasalam, exists right now. Who said that this specific hair is from the Prophet sallam? He need to prove it from documentation, the historical one. And something like that, if you found it, you will take the precautions, the things that will not ruin in that hair. The museums, they take a lot of precautions, and they will have precautions of the environment around it. The Prophet ﷺ, he been dead 1500 years. and to say he have completed 1500 years. But anyway, that claim of that same, there is no foundation for it. But that should not stop you from collecting fundraising for, as long as you advise for them and you do not promote that innovation. Your your job is to help the needy, the and to bring the to encourage those who are there to attend the prayers to uh, do fundraising for them. So you could go to non-Muslims to gather money for that cause of Palestine. That's a great and those who are oppressed, those who are in desperate need. So whomever answer you and whomever help them, whether you take their money, take their help. We accept from the non-Muslims because they are supporting our issues. So we have to accept it for those. From those who might have some innovations, they're responsible for their thoughts, school of thoughts, and you are responsible for you. But do not participate in that action. But that does stop you from doing the fundraising. A question about taking fruit meals that are already diced and sliced for the kids in school. Each box has 300 grams of different fruits. That's different every week. We tell people what are types of fruits will, but we do not say how much each one will be. Like we don't say 100-gram apples, grapes. Sometimes it differs, but each box is 300 grams. If somebody complaint, we'll compensate him or give him another box. Is that participation good? Is that valid? Or is there ignorance or like unknown? No, this is from the manner that is forgiven. The sale of the unknown is forbidden. Something is not known, that you don't know whether you're gonna get it, which is between good or bad. You don't know. So that kind of contract is forbidden. You have that for a condition that it has very big unknown. Like to know fill the house without knowing the foundation or the and others of sorts. And when people are eaten, but the price is same. If people are different when they drink, they be one price for that drink. All of that is the light thing that is for I mean, it's not from the origin of the contract because it can be different. It could be different amount of water that is drunk for that one specific price. All you can eat places, everybody eats differently. So, but the price is one. It is okay. It is forgiven when it's done like that. And of donations, there's so many things are for it's okay, it's forgiven. Somebody lost a camera, so I donate that. Uh, it's not known, but it's and don't. There's no need for it because the forbidden of the riba is different than the gharar, which is the unknown. So any form of that unknown is different if when there is a need. What about somebody who rent his apartment for the insurance companies or companies that are doing, things could be forbidden. If the company doing the commercial insurance that is forbidden, the majority, you don't rent for them because of helping on what is forbidden and what is not allowed. And Allah Azza wa Jal said, do not help each other on the sin and the filth. But if it is a communal insurance which is allowed, or it has a mixed activities, the majority of it is permissible, then it is okay. Unless you are helping for something that is forbidden, but you still have to get rid of part of the money to verify what your income. Now the other activities like the cutting the hair, what is allowed in the women's coiffure, there's that is allowed in specific occasion. It is okay. There's, but if it is the majority of that action that are forbidden, like to expose the private parts or to have certain uh, haircuts for those who do not to show off in front of men. Anything that's gonna help on the sin, that is not allowed. But if it is something minor, there's a need for that rental, so inshallah it will be within the permissible part until you have a replacement that will be more purifying for your income. What does it mean to purify? To get rid of the part of the income that are equal to the percentage of what is forbidden, what you might think it is, by diverting to the public items. I hope you get uh, the reward of staying away from haram, not the charity, because Allah only accepts what is good, and Allah knows the best. I'm afraid she has 40 years old. She had a child, and she had ADT, and they said that pregnancy after 35 years old, you always get that problem with the kids. And she had a child that has the same problem. And what she's asked to do is just to take intertubal pregnancy where they could fix the embryos before they plant him back in the mother's womb. Even though she can get pregnant normally, does that is that something permissible? They can know the type of the embryos. Is it going to be what kind of what diseases and stuff like that? I hope that everything you mentioned it is permissible because of Hafid al-Hajari. Any of this conditions is required by medicine, by doctors. They do it because of entertainment or over expenditure. No. So what you're doing is not for entertainment. It's to prevent something more harmful, especially if there is something disease. Also to choose the sex, to decide the sex, because a need, it is part of changing the creation of Allah, because you have to be accept for what Allah Azza wa Jal give to you from male or female. Kids, male or female, are gift from Allah Azza wa Jal to His servants. To Him bring everything in the heavens and earth. He gives anything he wants to whomever he wants. He gives some males and he gives some females, and he get them to marry as he makes some aqim, which we don't have kids. But in this, there's no intention. These are embryos that are allowed. Just the conditions of the health conditions for that woman can choose because she's going through a special condition. So it is okay. And Amjad, they have a decision about choosing these things of the child. Like you could do that through certain procedures because it is part of the things that get people pregnant, of the timing. The doctor should not, the medicine should not be an alternative to choose the sex of the child. And it has to be with consultation of different doctors, not less than 3 doctors who are known for their moderation, and they will make a report that require the health issue of the patient requires that. Maybe this is the last question. I have a friend. He works in contracts. He buys some stuff, and he buys it for long term. He pays a lot. I offered him. I will look for this material. I'll buy it cash, and then I'll sell it to him with a higher price. Sometimes I can't provide a place to buy with a good price. And he will tell me the phone number for the person. And then I will sell it for the different time. So this form, it is the selling of marabaha in Islam. This is one of the essential part of Islamic institutions. What is very well known that the institution gets the order to buy with the specific specifications, promise to buy it with a profit. With that, when he buys it, then he sell it to that with his principal with an extra profit that they agreed on. With that form, it is allowed as it comes to the merchants to be responsible for to return back if there is any hidden flaws, and it's free from any flaws. So don't sell something before you sold it. You buy it, you own it, you hold it, you have possessions of it. One of the companions, he asked the Prophet, "Oh, Messenger of Allah, the man would come to us and he asked me about to buy something that I don't have. Do I sell it from it? Then I will go and buy it. That I will buy it, then I will sell it to him." So he said, "Don't sell what you don't have. When you tell it, once you own it, when you possess it, it's under your warranty, then you can sell whatever you want. And there is nothing of representing the seller that he will give the merchants at a certain time, certain area." So inshallah there is nothing wrong with that. As long as you are quarantined from flaws and being destroyed. before it's received for the other item. So we come to the conclusion of the first part. Inshallah, we'll continue in a couple of hours. Please join us in a couple of hours. And سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.